Welcome to our 205th episode of Gorilla Radio. We're back, still doing postseason stuff. Wrestling season never ends, right?
It ends about next week, I think, for us,
Next week.
in this household.
Yes. Yes, got NCAs next week, got NCAs this week. If people were living under a rock or just haven't been notified, I guess. D2s are in Indy this weekend, so Friday and Saturday. So if you need to get your wrestling fix, go to the Corteva Coliseum, formerly Pepsi, formerly Farmers Coliseum, on the north side of Indy, and go watch some good wrestling. So we should have some good wrestlers there. I will post the information on our social media soon, but we did have some All-Americans and some national champions this past week.
Yeah, we did.
Had quite a few. NAIA. Let me bring up who all placed before I forget, so I don't forget anybody. Let's see. Media. There we go. Let's see. NAIA had 4 All-Americans. Jonathan Curvin, 2nd. Elijah Chacon, 3rd. Anthony Hughes, 4th. And Luke Rio, 5th. Curvin lost in the finals. He's trying to defend his title. Then we had 5 in junior college, including the first ever junior college champion per my calculations. Gavin Whitehead, Indian Hills. 4 of them were from Indian Hills, which is out in Iowa. I believe Seth Cyro's mom said that he might be going there. And I know that a few of the other wrestlers have been contacted by their coaching staff. Jaquan East was 2nd from Kokomo. Bryce Coleman, Warren Central was 3rd. Riley Bennett, Crown Point was 4th. Then Ashton Hayhurst was at Triton. I believe that's in Illinois.
Yep.
Was 4th. So 5 All-Americans there. So pretty cool to see.
Yeah, congratulations.
Quite a lot of success.
Gavin Whitehead sounded like he had a really good day. I know Johnny was kind of keeping me updated. Had some huge wins, beat some guys that had some really good accomplishments. I think the guy he beat in the final, Tech Vince Busakis at Fargo. He was beating Nasir Bailey a few years back. So 4-timer from Colorado, Fargo All-American. So, repping Indiana. I keep seeing the rep Indiana posts.
Yes. Yeah. The Indian Hills, they won the national title in boys and girls. So pretty cool to see. The coach there, Cole Spree, I know he coached Matt Herford when he was at Ellsworth. So I've met him before, good guy. And he does go after Indiana and Illinois guys quite frequently. So
not a lot of Indiana JUCOs, a singular one, right?
Yes. And I don't know even how well that is. The program is going. Junior college is not an easy thing to coach at, to have the program running. I just talking to Spree one day at NCAs. I have the utmost respect for any junior college coach that sticks it out for many years. It's a lot of keeping track of kids, and you got to do it every 2 years instead of every, regular 4-year schools. You have 4 years you can kind of get a couple good classes, and you only have to go after a few guys. No one's coming. We got 32 people though. So
yeah. So it's cool to see the guys from Indiana having success at the next level. Obviously, I think D1 gets a lot of the headlines, but Indiana's doing well at every level.
Yeah.
Is D3s this weekend also?
Yep, D3s this weekend. We have 3 wrestlers. Let me go so I can make sure I have the correct ones. Titus Waters will be representing Wabash. And then
Muncie.
Yes. Or via Wabash. Yes. Wabash College. And then we have Gavin Lehman from Chesterton via Ohio Northern, Ada, Ohio, and then Javin Estrada, Crown Point via North Central. So only 3 in D3. D2, we have Colton Drusis from Glenville State, Nathan Smith, Braden Lowry, Nathan Conley, Kale Gray and Derek Blueball, all from UIndy. So we have 1-6 in D2.
Lowry's doing some cool stuff with like the UIndy's like stuff media wise. So I was watching some of that, which is he does a really good job.
Yeah, check out the Loud Media, LOWD Media. He does a great job. He did some stuff for us. Awesome stuff. I wish I had like an ounce of that talent to be able to do that.
Dude, I was watching a bunch of his videos last week.
Yeah, and he did if you guys haven't seen, he followed Brownsburg around for the past 4 or 5 weeks, end of the season, and did some good content with them. So a little highlight video and kind of following them around, really neat. So pretty cool to see. So check that out. He's on pretty much every social media platform out there. 43 people. No one's commenting yet. We don't say anything controversial.
Not yet.
Past weekend, we met up and went to ISWA State in the great city of Columbus.
Yeah.
That was
I didn't stop at Subway, if anyone was wondering. No Subway for me.
No. Mike wouldn't let us stop at Subway.
We ended up with Jersey Mike's, which was controversial in itself.
Well, that's what happens when you fall asleep when we decide what we're eating. Great venue. I really like the venue. Parking was not fun, but it's not like they had a lack of parking. Can you imagine going to that mall? Like, hey, I'm going to go to the store at the mall or Mother Bear's Pizza or whatever. Let's go get Mother Bear's Pizza and just see that place packed. Like, we're good.
Man, I thought it was a really cool. It had me wanting to reach out to the representatives in Hobart and get our mall doing something like that.
Yeah.
Instead of just, not having anything, instead of having boarded up JCPenney's and Macy's, let's get a sports venue on there.
I can't imagine if it's only going to bring more people to that mall, at least every other weekend.
Me and Andy already talked I had a lot of sub ranting. We weren't ranting, but we definitely are on the same page.
Yes. Andrew, happy birthday, Mr. Mr. Oberlin. I won't say the age, but it's pretty high.
Yeah, happy birthday, man. I've seen that.
So Rose Pizza.
Best pizza since moving here from Philly. Must not make the Chicago much, my friend.
Oh yeah. Not gonna yeah. Chicago has good pizza.
Must not have a Papa John's down there. Nice. Josh Waters, I hope Titus does make some noise.
Yeah, I looked at the bracket. He looks like he's in a solid spot. And hey, go out there and make some. I mean, D3 is such smaller divisions, especially like D3 and NAIA, are just wild. Like 1 seeds go down in the first round. So yeah. Now I didn't realize. I talked to Dustin a little bit about the venue. That's a really cool venue.
It was.
And they just added the field house right on the side of the mall, and I think they revamped the mall and everything. And now there's a video arcade there. I can't imagine how much money that place was making.
Man, I was all right. I don't know if I've ever had Chicago. Oh, you're talking about the like stuffed pizza? No, maybe a regular pan. I thought that's just a novelty pizza. No, I thought it was cool. I thought like if you have a big family that goes there, like, you could do a bunch of different stuff. Like you don't have to just go watch wrestling and kind of get out of there. Not that there wasn't enough room. There was tons of room everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Like how many masks did they end up having in there? Did they have, I thought 28.
I thought it was 30.
Nope. Man, it was a ton. It was really cool.
And they had a big area in the middle that people just camped out and hung out. It was nice. It was really good, and I hope they continue to have it at a place like that.
That's true too. I do think Andy's right. I think that they 28. I thought I was right. Did I say 28?
28. Okay. You said I don't know.
Did I say 30?
I don't know who. Somebody Ratliff. I don't trust Ratliff's counting though.
But I think Andy's right. Like just kind of walking around, and the ISWA people were putting in so much work, and it ran so smooth. I thought that was really cool. I saw a reason playing tackle football in the middle section too. I thought that was a little crazy.
Oh boy, that's scary.
But just getting people in and out. And I thought just coming in through the one way, and then obviously the tables. And man, shout out to the club coaches too. I know my guy Nick Duke's in here. Nick Duke asked me about Rick Larson wrestling. It's Greg Larson's dad. I kind of found out yesterday. Went and did some investigative reporting. Man, the tracksuit came out after we left.
Yeah. That must have been the after hours party.
But shout out to the club coaches there, man. Like it's a pretty big venue, and just those guys are hustling, Matt to Matt, and getting there for their kids. So
yeah,
they definitely got their steps in.
Yeah, that's actually being in one area like that is probably a lot easier to get from mat to mat. So of course, whenever you're coaching, no matter what, it's always you have two kids on like mat 4-5 and the others are on 24-25 on the other end of the building at the same time.
Me and Nick Duke are going to start doing a podcast about fishing, Indiana fishing spots. So once this one ends, we're going to give it 2 weeks, and we're going to come in and find the best fishing spots in Indiana.
Nice. That'd be a good one. I'm sure Jason Leach will hop on there and tell you some good spots. He's spinning some fly thingies, whatever they are. Flies, I guess. So, yeah. What I guess
it was a great experience. Some of the stuff that we saw there, I didn't get to see the CP after party. Man. But we were kind of jumping around mat to mat. I think we missed the first session.
Yeah, so we didn't get to see the young kids. Was it 6, 8, and 10? Yeah,
we missed all the 6, 8, and 10s. We don't have any 6, 8, and 10s, so those are all. Well, you do, but I don't.
Yeah. But, yes.
So we were there for the cadets. What is it? Just 16U now?
Yeah.
So we were there at 16Us. Let me scroll. Look at these results real quick, so I can refresh my memory. Looked like Sunday had a lot of good wrestling too. Just kind of watching results.
Yeah. What was it? 90. Oops, I'm looking at girls.
Here we go. Now I'm on it. Sam Rio. We watched that Ship Shack and Rio match. That was really good. Surprise Rio. There's another Rio coming in that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Ship Shack's Crown Point kid. Really good scrambles there. I didn't see that match. I didn't see Michael Anderson over Daniel Brazen. Schofield Salas, I kind of seen from far away. Schofield, that was a pretty good weight overall. Schofield won it there. Kellen Chef's really good. I thought 106 was a really good weight.
Yeah.
Kellen Chef, we were kind of talking about it, was fifth at the regional. Ends up winning cadet or freshman sophomore that comes back and wins ISWA. Beats Maximus Kleberg of the Fort Wayne Hammers. Joey Warner, he beat Joey Warner in the semis. I think Joey was his closest match on the weekend.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, he teched or yeah. What's FSV? I don't know. Fall Sun Victory in 138. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, he dominated everyone else. Kleberg over Lou Kennison. That was a real good match.
Yeah, it was.
Fourth match.
And then Joe Warner over Lou Kennison in that third and fourth place match. So I think cadet's always a cool one. They don't call it cadet anymore. It's just 14.
No, they changed that, but we still call it cadets.
We can call it whatever we want. 16U is always a cool one because you have like a mix of the guys incoming and guys that are in high school at ranks. So a really good weight there. 113 Jeremy Carver is pretty good. We got definitely posted up for that McCammon match. There was a little bit of a delay on that because I think McCammon was at match time. And, I saw some of McCammon's video from middle school state. I thought it was going to be pretty good. Carver got him for 7, like kind of took him dead to his back and then went back in and just manned over a cradle and stuck him.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. Carver, it does sound like he's just like those typical kids from the Fort Wayne area. Doesn't want to wrestle tough Fort Wayne semi-state, so he's heading to Cathedral per what I saw today on the social media.
Yeah, I know we had heard a little bit that Cathedral was adding some pieces. Yeah, that's a good one. Per the CHS Swamp.
Yes.
On Twitter. So, I still call it Twitter too. McCammon looked good. Max Cantu wrestled really well. He's a 7th grader. Josiah Stanton wrestled McCammon really well in the semis. Nick Freeze, semi-state kid. Ethan Bayless of Cathedral. Braden Head had a really good season for Westfield. So, and Wesley Dickerson, I think he's a middle school kid. He's pretty thick for Mount Coughlin. That was a really good weight, 106.
Yeah,
they're 113.
McGammon, I believe, is an 8th grader. Per what we were told, he'll be at Sullivan, but we'll wait to see what totally happens there. And that's one that you could see him going somewhere else. Depends, but he's had success where he is, and
his dad's a Sullivan guy too, right?
Yeah, his dad was a Sullivan wrestler, so I don't know what schools are technically. I couldn't even really tell you where Sullivan, Indiana is. I'm sorry. Other than
I think
south
it's north of Evansville, right? Is that towards Bloomington?
Let's see. Yeah, it's just south of Terre Haute. So right in between Evans. I mean, it's closer to Terre Haute than it is anywhere else. So
20 Logan Schwarzkopf of Valpo over Parker Weimer. Is that how you say Weimer? That was a good way too. Mark Heilman was 5th. I know he had a real good freshman, sophomore. Brady Miller, my guy Jason Miller's kid, making some noise, 7th place.
Nice. He had a good year. And then MJ Heilman also in that mix. Jacob Powers, 126. Colton Goodman, Franklin Central over Jacoby Moore from Hobart.
A couple of freshmen going at it. Brody Weimer, I believe, is 8th grader, 3rd place there.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be trouble next year. He beat. Okay, I was just making sure. See some familiar names, but realize they're probably juniors or graduated. Patrick Dowdy, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
He ends up winning over Swarthwood. Swarthwood over Evan Kreiderman. Real good match until Kreiderman ended up getting hurt late. Kreiderman was actually ahead, I think, by 2 at that time. Maybe it was about to be tied. I can't remember, but
Swarthwood did the old 13 to 32 in a month.
Yes. So
it did look small for the weight. I don't think he looked tiny.
Yeah. So solid weight there. Xavier Flores was 4th, and then the who's Humberg? I don't know who Humberg is. Trevor Humberg from Mauer Coughlin was 3rd.
38, Dado Bowie, 1st. Cash Mays, coming off a freshman sophomore title. Gavin Kemp up 2 weights for Ron Colley. Gavin Kemp, Cash Mays was a good match. Charles Farrote, Jezra Graber, and Jordan Rains. That's not the Ran I know. Andy, I talked to Andy a little bit after the Rains and Bowie match.
Yeah, no, that was a pretty solid weight with a lot of guys with some high school experience.
44, Bo Jackson over Joe Pond. Joe Pond, a Howe Academy kid. I got to go see all the Howe kids yesterday. So his dad's a chiropractor in the area. So if you need your back fixed, sounds like you got to go to Joe Pond. Senior, Dakota Willsbury is a state qualifier over Peyton Hall. Cameron Hilson was a semi-state guy over Max Benoit. Benoit was runner-up at freshman, sophomore. So that's a pretty good weight. Dude, Gavin Kemp is pretty fun to watch.
I don't even know if we're going to rant yet. We don't plan the rants usually.
I had some, man. I felt like we would have hit it yesterday. I'd have probably been a little bit more heated. I'm not as heated today, but I think there's some subjects we need to touch on.
Yeah. So
Hinchman at 50 over Cohen Long. He's pretty good. Both those guys are pretty good. Jackson Smith, Tatum Jones, Josh Yushman over Yushman of Riverton Park Wrestling over Charlie Schaefer at Lead Athletic Club, Chesterton kid. 65, Cameron Sommers over Austin Manley. Jackson Litchfield over Tyson Barrow. Clayton Miller of Columbus East was in there. Bryce Montgomery. Bradley Rivera. That was a pretty good weight also.
Yeah, Litchfield's pretty tough. Freshman from Heritage up here.
Yeah, I think I had asked you.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good win for him. And hopefully he continues to have some success.
190 Garrett DeUser over their Duser over Justin Bridges. I think he jumped a couple ways, 275, and then I know Bridges was up at 215 at some point this year. John Bear, Isaiah Jones, that's another good weight. Austin Vanderwood for the Maryville Pirates, 7th place there. Oh man, I messed up my bracket. Oh, there it goes.
215. A lot smaller brackets.
Yeah, Camden Williams over Jackson Hawk. Colin Flores was 5th. And then 285, Jackson Owens of Legends of the Gold Wrestling over Van Bowelen of Southport. I'm sure I butchered that name. I'm so sorry. I thought the 14 you had a lot of good matches too. Like you kind of get that like weird overlap of like 14s and because some of the middle school kids could be at 16s, but some of them are still at 14s.
Yeah. And you
gotta go way down.
Looking at the 14U results.
These guys go way, way low on these weights.
Yeah.
Shipshack won it at 75 over Madison Gonzalez. Colton Wiseman, tough DQ in the first round, wrestled back to 3rd. I'm sure that's part of like the rant part of it, but we'll get to that later. D'Angelo Chavez over Wyatt Malachi of Garrett. D'Angelo Chavez pretty good.
Carter Marsh over Lucas Pepito. This is where you get like contenders kids every weight class possible.
A lot of contenders kids. I mean, they had a lot of kids there. That's why I said it was pretty impressive watching those guys jump to all those matches.
Yeah, Hayden Cochran over Joshua Saunders.
Hayden Cochran's going to be pretty good. Won 3 middle school titles.
Elias Faith over Chase Largent. So the thing is with like, especially when you're looking at like some of these clubs, you don't know exactly where these kids are coming from, especially like Mauer Coughlin, where they can go to about 100 different schools. Probably the same for contenders. Contenders, at least we know a little bit more. Harry 196, Harry Scott over Brady Ramirez. Deacon Gibbs over Sebastian Stiltz. Almost lost Stitz. Alexander Ponce. Pretty good weight at 100. It's late. Maverick Cohen over Raiden Gonzalez. Ty Sisson. I do not believe he's related to.
Dude, I thought he was. I was wondering that. I was looking at Brandon's page and he wasn't.
Yeah.
If he isn't related to Brandon, he did not give him any credit. Gavin Miranda and Ben Armstrong was a real good match in the semis. Ben likes Indiana Matt. We gave him some stickers. I seen him yesterday. He said waiting for his Indiana Matt shirt.
Julian Chavez from Maryville. Maryville did really well. And
I thought so too.
If you look at the team race, that they're really high up there, and tells you they have some kids coming up, so to keep an eye on them. Easton Wargo. My bad thing is I wish they could like separate some of these clubs and stuff so that you can see where everyone's going.
Yeah.
You can see who's like, Fishers has a bunch of kids coming up, but
we're gonna do a high school reveal show in the future.
Yes.
Right before school registrations.
Yeah. As they're walking into school. Ethan Alvarez, another Maryville guy over Dean Sentini. Will Carney over Alexander Kuchars. Landon Bauman from Roncalli for Holden Ripley. Dalton Jones over Jared Quezada, another Maryville kid in the finals. Man, they're killing it at 14U. Yeah,
I know they have like a pretty strong now. Keeping those Maryville kids in Maryville, that's the hard part. Developing the Maryville kids, not the hard part. Keeping them as the Pirates, that's the difficult section.
Yeah, 155. Kyle Howard over Jacob Scott. 170. Mason Heidelberger over Austin Foudy.
He's a big kid, man. Heidelberger's a big kid.
225. Noah Fitzgerald over Wesley Clary. So some guys you'll be hearing about them pretty soon. probably in the next year or two.
I mean, we don't get to see a bunch of the girls stuff. So I know they were wrestling when we were there. They're like on the far mat, but definitely a lot of talented girls coming into high school. And now that's a sanction thing. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, Logan. The numbers were down a little bit, but I think it was more to the fact that it was a weird year with dates. Usually, there's 2 weeks between, or there's 2 weeks between freshman sophomore state and ISWA state, and it was a week. And I think with the closeness to ISA state and stuff, people kind of have backed off a little bit, just going multiple weeks in a row. So I think numbers were down a little bit, but still really good brackets and stuff.
Howard beats Heidelberger too. Yeah, Howard's gonna be good, man. Howard's good. He was in the national rankings, right? Is that one of the guys that Willie had ranked?
I believe so. Yes. So, yeah, and 1A, 2A state was there too. So, 1A, 2A state, and we'll talk about that, had like almost 400 kids.
Man, and this isn't my rant, so I'm gonna hold off on my rant. But do you feel like, because there's not like, and I'm not diminishing anyone's ISWA success, dude. If you won, if you got a medal, happy for you guys, proud for you guys, right? But since there's no, like, this doesn't qualify for anything, this isn't your trip to Fargo or anything like that, do you feel like you get less for that? Do you feel like you're having less people that are like, your high school kids aren't going to go because it doesn't, like, you just wrestled, what's the benefit to it other than being on the mat?
I think everyone has their own reasons for going.
I don't think John Hook's going to like the way this rant's going to go, and it has nothing to do with the match.
it would add more
to say about our community.
It would definitely add more to it if it was for something like a Heartland,
like if they qualified for like NHC, what is it, NHSCAs or whatever, like what's the
that one, if it qualified you for something, I think you just like middle school state doesn't even qualify you for Heartland anymore, does it?
Kind of. I think it gives you the skeleton, but there's like a committee.
Yeah, so even you don't have, it helps you tremendously, yes, but it really does. Like, so middle school state, I guess it kind of half qualifies you for that, but I don't know. I mean, but freshman sophomore doesn't, and it does well. I think it's especially for the middle school, for 14U and below. I think it's for I'm trying to figure out the right words for this. It's for pride, but there's a lot more at stake there because this is your state tournament.
Yeah.
Middle school state has middle school. That's kind of your state tournament there. High school state is your high school tournament, and then obviously freshman, sophomore is kind of I don't want to say JV state tournament, but it's that second rung of a state's tournament. So, and this is kind of a hybrid of freshman, sophomore, and high school state at times. So I don't know. I don't think it's a matter of, if you want those matches, you go out and get them. If you're hurt, you're banged up, or just need a little bit of a break because you wrestled 4 or 5 straight weekends, then you take a break and don't go. So
yeah. I mean, look, just kind of scan the girls' results. You see a lot of the same names of like Mackenzie Moe, Charlotte Drugo, Grace Noletsky. I'm sure I butchered that. Eliza Warner. She got an Indiana Mat t-shirt, right?
Yes, she did.
Kylie Asa, Ariana Story. Akia McHugh over Inslee Hoffman of Rhino Wrestling Academy. Scout Abbey over Bryceland Tish. A lot of Garrett in there.
Lila Garrett has some good girls coming up.
Alexis Rodriguez of Elite Athletic Club. I think she's a Hobart girl. Madeline Thompson over Ireland Simpson. Chloe Weber over Cameron Strike. Maya Hammond of Garrett over Laylee Kramer. I think that, I know people are on here and they'll always say, man, I butcher people's names. My kids' names are like Oceana and Noemi, and no one gets them right. So, I feel your guys' pain also. Lori Bledsoe for Lorena Veazey. So pretty good wrestling family there also.
Yeah.
Madeline Hazlett over Gloria Cloud. Madeline Hazlett, obviously, that's Cam's sister. She's pretty good also. Kylie Pearson over Chloe Carlton. Addison Kearns, Marcy Moore. Rihanna Fink over Bailey Schumer. Ariana Redmond of Columbus East. There's another Redmond there, obviously. And over Lillian Stivo. Amia Corals over Abigail Nira. So pretty good showing, like attendance wise at those spots.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see. You see a ton of the same names. Like I assume they're brothers or sisters, maybe cousins, but Quarles from Perry, Redmond from Columbus East, and you're just seeing a lot of very similar names.
16U girls, Bridget Martin over Adeline Sisson. I believe that is Sisson's daughter. So
Yes, that is his daughter.
I seen that he posted for her on the stand. What's going on, Lamont? You can't say it 10 times, man. I know you need attention, bro, but it's relax. Ellen Nybert, Azira Chisholm, Caitlin Foudy, Jayla Powers, that's Jacob Powers' sister. Chloe Nadesky over Valerie Pope. Kaylee Epley over Mariah Morfitt at 115, 120. Michaela Perkins over Angel Smith. I seen Coach Smith there coaching it up. I know she's had some high school. Corbella Wesley is going to be pretty good for Hobart. Kaylin Foudy over from Whiteland. June Wagner Gilbert over Amelia Mitchell for Highland Wrestling Club. Amelia Mitchell used to play softball with my daughter Noemi. They used to call her Hot Dog. I don't know why they call her Hot Dog, but we were pretty excited when we see she was wrestling. Emmeline Moore over Madeline Geyer. So I think, like you said, we see a lot of the same people. Taya Barnhart over Ava Rowe. Aubrey Bressler, Ali Silcox. Regan, did she win for Garrett this year?
Yeah, she won it at 155. Tierney over Lexi Parker.
Eleanor Robertson over Skylar Weeks. Abby Pertlbaum over Macy Crouch. Rachel Adolfi over Adeline Wirt. Holly Morgan over Allison Harden. So shout out to my guy Parker Stannis too. He got him his shirts yesterday and went and hung out at Howe for a little bit. He wasn't there. They had to come up there. Joe and Parker, I think they said it was his 5th title, 12U. So I asked him, he was his face all bruised up. I'll give him a hard time. So junior 100, man. Look, I didn't know Jalen Davis was that little.
Yeah, he's tiny.
Ship Shack correctly. We got the enunciation on it.
Yes, that helps tremendously. And if you dumb it down like Ship Shack, it is even better.
Yep. Jalen Davis or Hunter Ward. Where's Rhino Academy wrestling out of?
Rhino is, I want to say, Lafayette area. Yes.
Lafayette. Yeah. 106 Roman Sierra over Leonardo Oatman. Junior 113 Joseph Hamilton. Big Joe Hamilton, I heard.
Big Joe, yes.
They said he's been Big Joe his whole life. I mean, I don't know if you call someone that's 113 Big Joe, but we're calling him Big Joe over Francisco Rodriguez of Munster. That was a pretty solid weight loss. Semi-state guys in there. Daniel LaRocca over Braden Jude of the Fort Wayne. Hammers. He's a Leo kid.
Yes.
Jackson Webb in there. Nash Burke was a state qualifier.
126.
Eli Olgi over Trip Gardner, medalist and a qualifier. Nolan Mullins was a semi-state guy. Diego Betancourt was a semi-state guy. Deshaun Wilson, I believe, was a semi-state guy. That was a guy that they said was a sleeper pick. Colin Clark, Parameridian, also I think was a ticket rounder. It's a pretty good weight. Matthew Maldonado by tech fall over Max Quiros in the finals. Those were overtime matches back in the conference in the ticket round, and then kind of separated there. Warren Brown was third state qualifier. Patrick Dowdy doubled up. Deacon Rhodes, that's a good weight. Ethan Rose, that's a really good weight. Hot Dog, yep. Dude, I remember Hot Dog back there catching.
I don't know. Is that as good as we'll say a better nickname coming up?
Yeah. Now, Hot Dog's good, man. Yeah. I don't know why they call her Hot Dog, but That was what we called her.
Did you do
It
hot
took me a
dog
long time
review?
to even know that her name was Amelia. Quentin, like someone was, dude, it was like through the whole season. They said, "Oh, go tell Amelia come here." I was like, "We don't have Amelia on the team." Quentin Chef over Peyton Richards, Lucas Day, Seth Aubin, Jack Richardson, Christian Tapia. Okay, that's a good weight also. I mean, Chef lost in the ticket round. Richards was a semifinalist. Day lost the regional, real tough regional. Aubin obviously had a medal before. That's a real tough weight. Bo Jackson doubled up over Wyatt Hoppist. Jordan Jewell, Yo Kim, Keegan Yo Kim, Christopher Fireball, Henry Farrow, Amron Pratt, Eric Hunt. So there's a lot of guys in there that are pretty good too. Ian Hutchinson over Ryan Kokendorfer. They said, I think I said that right.
Kokendorfer, yep.
Cade Zuber, who state qualifier. Mark Kell, Shelton of Maryville, Braxton White, Lucas Caldwell, Preston Hammond, Wyatt Cooksey over Brian Barrett. They said that's Wyatt Cooksey's first ISWA title ever. So congratulations. I seen his dad posted that. It was just something I saw. I was like, oh man, cool. Congratulations. But I mean, you got qualifier. Anthony Hinton made that jump from 38. I think he missed weight and then the state tournament to 57, placed fourth over Moses Stevenson. I think sometimes it's better to kind of wrestle what you're weighing. It might be a little bit easier.
Yeah. Did we do that rant once?
We did that rant once.
Okay. We have to rewind that one.
A little Columbus East action in the finals of 65. Lincoln Cooper over Caleb Kirkpatrick. Also going from like 38 to 65. I mean, we couldn't really find anywhere to eat in Columbus around the place, but like we didn't get pizza. But I mean, the food looked good. Griffin Larson, state qualifier. Robbie Leahy, Jackson Prater, state qualifier. So pretty good weight there. Tyson Barrow, runner-up at cadets, champ at juniors over Brody Wingate. Oliver Hillette, Lucas Anderson, Ben Clark, Hayden Mancella. That's a good weight. Elijah Carter was a state qualifier. Aiden Costello was registered at 215, came in under the weight limit, 65 to 190. Wins it over Steer Godwise. Colin McMahon.
Good weight.
Yeah, Corinthian Conti. Real good weight. Dude, Aiden Costello's tall too. He has the height to put on that. He could do that like what they did. No Subway, my man. I actually went to Jersey Mike and asked for no mayo.
Just an honor.
Trauma. Junior 215, Julian Burgett over Andy Warren. Kellen Falor. Camden Funk. Camden Funk, heavyweight semi-state qualifier for Fishers, down at 215.
Yeah, they had a couple guys in that way, and Burgett's from Fishers too. So, did they wrestle each other? Let's see. No, they didn't. So Burgett has the de facto seating criteria over him.
215, or heavyweight, pretty good weight overall. I mean,
heavyweight,
top 4.
Crazy.
Couple guys are in the semifinals, a couple medals, right? Max Forrest, semifinalist. James Harderroad lost the season, was semifinalist a year ago. Caleb Evans had a medal. And Catfish, we got to hear, we sat by the New Pal guys. Catfish had a weekend, man. Catfish pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, beats Harderroad, beats Forrester, then beats Evans. That's a pretty darn good weekend.
I think Fishers is doing a really good job. Cameron's doing a really good job there.
Yeah, that's going to be, yeah. If we had our special awards and we were there, I definitely would have probably given it to Catfish.
Best nickname, Catfish?
Yes. Catfish. Yeah, that was a pretty good weight. Real good lightweight. Harderroad over in overtime over Forrester. Yeah, that was crazy weight. And then who? Okay, Harderroad beat Land too. Then okay, so I know Land's pretty good heavyweight too.
Yeah, he is.
So yeah,
Caitlin
good.
Morales over Jaden Askew of Hybrid Wrestling Club. Madison Michaels over Mariah Pope at 105. Chloe Nedaleski of Contenders over Anne Marie Schuler Seymour. Kendall Moe over Marissa Nicholas of Rhino Wrestling Club. Michaela Perkins over Anna McCarthy, CIA. Lot of love for Catfish in there. But he's going to be super high in the rankings because just I like saying Catfish.
Yeah, we're just gonna change his name to Catfish.
Amaya Taylor, how do we say, like, Rusa Gundo? I heard Kevin Whitehead saying it. It's pretty good.
Rusanogoko.
Caitlin Foudy of Whiteland. Claire Redwine over Marley Woods. Caddy Verdeman over Lily Colborough. Katie, I'm sorry. Maddie Marsh over Mackenzie Shoemaker. Jada Chloe Johnson over Jaslyn Diaz Avalos. Emerson Atkins over Laney Pepler, Rochester. Clara Gamlin of Right Way over Grace McMahon. Michaela Clifford over Aaron Cobble. And Sophie Taylor over Keely Allen. We don't need to do the U23s and the veterans.
You don't want to do the U23s and Masters?
Man, I did have because this is an off the air comment I want to say. It happened to one of my buddies before too.
Nice. Make sure you put that in the show notes.
I'm going to put that in the show notes. So yeah, great job. ISWA ran awesome. Table help did a really good job. I got to talk to a bunch of people there. I was talking to everybody there.
Yeah, yes.
I was informed that Deuce Baldwin doesn't wrestle freestyle. Can't believe it. What? So he's taking freestyle off. I don't want. I told his mom I didn't want to hear it. Told him Autumn. I talked to her at the table during one of the matches. I think I was messing up her timing. So.
You can't make excuses for losing if you're not going out there and getting better.
Man. Trying to see Deuce make a run here. He needs to get back on the mat. They said he doesn't wrestle freestyle. I said, does he play baseball? And if she said, yeah, I would have taken it okay. But she said he doesn't, so.
Yeah. We'll go over a little bit of 1A, 2A state was pretty good. Probably won't go over too many of the results. Like Heather Crawl over 106 was pretty good.
Yeah, there was a couple of really good weights. 106 was one of them.
Yeah, over Julian Deluna over Central. Lucas Scott, third. Purdue Polytech won. And so they're the 1A, 2A champions. Hopefully they had a parade downtown Indy.
That's what I heard.
Mike Morgan.
I heard they're putting a statue up.
Of Mike Morgan?
Did they said they wrestle they practice in an old church.
Yeah.
How could you lose?
I don't know. 113 Braxton Argan over Noah Redmond. Go back to the other results so it's a little bit easier to see.
Man, I got to get the story on this. So Rex Moore over Jackson Robbins. I don't think Jackson Robbins wrestled high school this year because he wrestled my nephew at Sparty Duels. And like we were looking him up. I was like, dude, this kid is like a high school kid. Why is he here? But this is a good weight. Rex Moore, Jackson Robbins, who had a really good freshman, sophomore. Braylon McIntyre, who had obviously a really good season. They put their actual like high school records on here, 46-2. Caleb Morrow, who was a state qualifier. Jermaine Johnson, who was really good. Alex Van Dorn. Jeff Fleming, who was a former teammate of mine's son. I believe it was at semi-state. And Chance Kilgore. That's a good weight right there. Yeah. And Jackson Robbins, hopefully he's in the high school next year. He'll probably be in the rankings.
Yeah, I'm inquiring with someone that should know, and if he doesn't, I'll be very disappointed. Kane Stonebreaker over Noah Pendleton. Bryce Glaze third.
Saul Cyberchrist over Caden Simpson. That was a rematch. Simpson had pinned him in their duel this year. It kind of knocked Saul down in the rankings and put Caden Simpson in the rankings for a little bit. So a little rematch action there.
Yeah. Parker Barnes, Bluffton over Darian Copel, Hanover Central, 38-44. Landon Vault over Dakota Willoughby. Man, Willoughby doubled up.
Man, did he wrestle juniors and cadets, or just wrestle cadets and then went over to 1A? Man, that was a good way too because you had Lincoln Frazee was 6th. He was a state qualifier there. I see he defaulted out, so hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, Caden Blodgett from Greencastle. I think he was in the rankings a little bit. Zach Kenny from Griffith.
State qualifier.
Simon Kuhn of Hamilton Heights. Pretty
Say,
solid weight classes here.
We did hand out some gear to the Chavez crew.
Silas Foster over Cameron Mikesell. Foster still getting it done for the techies.
For the techies.
65. Michael Kane over Israel Sonnet. Zach White Jr. third.
I mean, a couple guys that were in rankings there. I think Evan Duncan was in the rankings at one point. Tyler Sandusky was. Brandon Heides was on watch list for a while.
Jordan Simon, North Miami. Xavier Akpan of Purdue Pi Tech, 175. Braden Hughes of South Spencer over Corey Dowden at 90.
Wyatt Hendrickson was third. Wesley Hendrickson.
Yeah. Wyatt's wrestling NCAAs next weekend.
Huge win for Wyatt Hendrickson in the Big 12s.
Yeah. Hartley Hoover over Devin Orman at 215. Hoover's only a sophomore.
Only a sophomore.
Ooh, that's good for Fort Wayne area. Declan Guard over Hunter Crabtree. Kendall Moore, Purdue Pi Tech third. So yeah, pretty good, real good tournament. It's like huge. Yeah. Almost 400 kids.
I mean, I wish it was a different weekend, obviously, but I think it's a really cool event for some of the guys that go to smaller schools, and I'm really happy that they put that on. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it seems to have grown pretty well. Actually, more than 400 kids. What is it? 477. Yeah, it's grown really, and I know they've had some kind of weekend issues, and they weren't trying to get on ISWA weekend. It just, they were like, oh, we're gonna do it the week after freshman. So I think 1 year there was freshman sophomore state, and they got it off there, and there was usually that week before, and ended up not being. So sometimes the calendar is not nice. Yeah, good event. So we are going to rank. Oops, there we go. I need to add this. Where we go? Grade rankings. Grades.
Actually, yeah, for the guys that go to the smaller school, I think that's a really good event for those guys.
Yes. Yeah, it's a great. I mean, it's good. It's anytime you're getting good competition like that, it's good for the sport. It's good for the kids. They're getting matches. I mean, whether it's ISWA State, whether it's the local tournament or whatever, getting more matches, and then having that kind of quality there, and depth and different competition you don't see a lot of times. Local tournaments, you're going to see a lot of the same kids if you keep going the same ones in the same area. So that's good for those guys to see that competition, and I'm sure you'll look at those things that once we start getting to ranking time and trying to see if there's anyone that you can throw in the rankings for the season.
Especially heavyweight, the bigger weights too. Are we starting with the pound for pound, or are we going like by grades?
Let's do 2028.
The freshman class.
Current freshman class. The previous was in the magazine, so this is gonna be interesting. And I kind of did some pseudo points system. To kind of separate some guys. So this is going to be a fun one. 4 state champs. There are 4 state champs as freshmen, and how we're going to separate is going to be fun.
Oh yeah.
I'd say Case Bell kind of holds on to number 1.
I agree. I think Case Bell with a win over a state champ in the championship match. I think that's pretty impressive.
I think 2-3 is going to be between Hazlett and Staples.
I agree. Staples beat a D1 guy in the semis. I mean, beat a really good. I mean, not that Hazlett didn't beat tough guys, but I mean, I don't know. Stitz is going to Ohio. Christian Arbery had a really good career. I'm gonna go Stitz. I would go Stitz than Hazlett.
I mean, Staples than Hazlett.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Yeah.
That one.
let's
I
give
mean,
Stitz another year, another 4 years.
that one's man. You can make arguments for either one. Either way, there's all those guys are pretty good.
Yep.
So now you got basically Brown and Verduzco or anyone else. Or Bridge was third also at 106. Connor Maddox, Colin Strayer, Cesar Salas. Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, I think I think Verduzco, I would go 5.
5. He did place higher than Brown at IPO.
Yeah, and Bridge, and all that same weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that one's a tough one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even Strayer was 4th. A bunch of I know he had some losses, but a lot of those losses were to Verduzco to the state tournament. I mean, Caesar taking 5th, day 2 of Ironman. I think that's pretty impressive, especially at 190.
Yeah, I think Caesar should be. Ooh, man, do we put him over Brown?
I mean, Brown was. I mean, those guys all traded losses. Like
Yeah.
106 was weird, but I think that's a tough one, right?
Yeah, I'd say Caesar 7. I hate to think that he dropped, but that's only because Hazlett jumped into the rankings there. No one other than Ducking. So I would say then probably Bridge. 9 would be.
I would have. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would have Strayer than Bridge, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It's A or B. I think Strayer. Yeah, I think Strayer's higher than that.
Yeah.
But not. I mean, yeah. I mean, Salas could have went higher. So just the 10.
Yeah, we'll do like 15. We got enough for here.
Right now, do 15.
Yeah, we could do 15. We'll stretch this out to about 20 or 25, probably based a little bit more on just their point standings.
Man. I mean, I don't know. Like
Wicker or Laurent would be. Laurent's kind of a.
It's a tough one. He ended up kind of with a tough draw.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, I don't know. That's why I said like 10's gonna be tough here, just because it's incredibly.
No.
I mean, now we're kind of splitting hairs. A lot of those guys are 6-pounders. Like, I mean, the next 3 or 6-pounders. That's tough.
Yeah. And Acuna Zaransky was at what, 132?
Yeah, 32 and 13.
Goni was at 38.
Yeah.
And you gotta give some. I mean, Zaransky ended up finishing pretty good.
Yeah. What did he end up like? I mean, and now I don't know. It's like I said, like it's tough. Like, I think Zaransky had a good run, like 4th of the regional, 4th of the semi-state. Is that a better run than what like Gavin Kemp did? He just ran into a tough tick-around draw. He had a huge win over Seth Aubin this year. I mean, Patrick Doughty had huge wins this year.
Bo Jackson.
Yeah, Bo Jackson had some really good wins this year. I think Bo's pretty good.
He just had a good free. I mean, Kellen Chef was no qualifier, but just beat a guy with a state medal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Bo Jackson. I mean, I'm trying to look at. I'm just trying to look. I think Gavin Kemp and Bo Jackson probably up there. I mean, Joey Warner's got a medal. That's why it's tough, because I mean, it's tough to like say like A versus B. Like if you put Joey Warner in, you have to put Chef in, right? Like Chef is.
Yeah, you got to put Chef above him. Yeah.
I mean, Cruz had a good run. He was 6. It's tough, man. This part of it's pretty hard, because like the body works a little bit different, and then you have some guys that are a little bit smaller in weight, so those guys are all kind of trading losses, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll go over this a little bit off the air, but it's not bad. Top 15 right there.
No, I'm sure we're
might get shifted a little bit before we post it, but I mean, Laurent had a real good season. Kemp had some good wins. Bo Jackson just, I mean, especially WA State in freshman, sophomore, a little bit of a of a look at that. So we'll go to
27s.
27s. Let's see.
I mean,
No
so
state
this is,
champions from this group yet.
I know, and I think this is like one of those ones that's tough too, right? Um,
Yeah,
on the
this one could get
27s.
kind of. I mean, Shepard has like the ultimate card right now. I think
Yeah,
that's an
he's
easy one.
Fargo champ, right?
Fargo champ.
I seen him.
No
I seen
one.
him yesterday. Dude's been lifting. He's looking pretty thick.
Nice.
He's in there wrestling hard. So stayed in there, worked hard.
And then this one, man, we lost. We had Shepard, Kincaid, Boyd, Harper, Tatum. We had like 5 guys that were returning from last year at this in this grade that were hurt this year.
Yeah. I mean, and then we had Stanley in. Obviously, he's pretty good too. Third and fourth. I mean, do you go Reynolds? I mean, obviously Reynolds was the runner up. Stanley was the third. Who's the next guy in there? The next
Gavin
highest.
Lewis, a third, fifth.
I think Reynolds and Stanley 2-3.
2-3. Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis probably.
Man,
I don't know. Hornsby probably 4, right?
Yeah, Hornsby. I would even This is where we're getting in. You know, we got Kincaid and Boyd. Lewis has 2 medals.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Boyd. Yeah, I think you go Boyd and Kincaid in there. Because I think that Lewis and Malone are going to be close. They traded wins and losses this year.
7, 8. Brady Bowles has 2 medals.
Sam Mosier's a semifinalist.
This is where it starts getting real fun because do you categorize 2 medals over a?
I mean, Sam Mosier had a really good run. That was a good weight. 32 was a good weight.
Kellen Fleur, big guy right there. Bowie had to go. I mean, he's young too, which I did not realize he was that young.
Tegan Newell had a really good. I mean, eighth at 106, qualifier 150, kind of walk through 132. At freshman sophomore, probably is more of his natural weight. I got to give a shout out to my guy. Man, we got to give a shout out to Catfish, bro. Catfish was putting in that work.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah,
Eighth.
Man, do we put him up? I mean, honestly, I could put it. I mean, after this past weekend, definitely would be.
I mean, probably be 11, right? Probably over Fleur.
Fleur 6th. Yeah. I mean, he beat those guys. You have Brady Harper, who's had some national success in there.
Kyle Howard or Sam Howard's had some national success, right? As Fargo All-American.
Yeah. Let's see. We go down. We're not missing anybody. No one else. There have been 45 guys that qualified for state at least once in this weight or in this class.
Caleb Schaefer. Caleb Schaefer's right there too. He obviously lost a tight one to Bowie on Friday night. This is just for the class of 27, so we're doing it by grade year, not overall. So don't send us any Jake hate mail yet. We're getting there.
Yes. I think that might be. I don't know. I'm just putting numbers on some of them. That kind of. We'll go look over these a little bit more, but I think that's a pretty solid top 20.
Yeah, I agree. That one was a little easier, I felt like.
Yeah, you still have some guys in
there. If anyone
there.
wants to disagree in the comments, we're open to hearing it. Not that we're going to change a bunch, but yeah, I think that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, we could. I mean, definitely, this is a weight class. This is a grade that will probably rank more. Man, I can go probably 50. I'll probably do about. I think we did like 30 last year with. I'll have to see what we did with last year with freshmen, but it'll be good. 120 or
Kyra might be 27 age. We're not at the incoming freshman yet. I don't have no clue. Yeah. That was a joke. Don't take that out of context. I was just messing around. I don't want to get hate mail for that either.
Okay. I'll do the first three. You
Probably,
can interchange.
man,
Dickman, Kressel, Reed.
probably first four, right? Pretty. I mean, I don't know. Now we're getting to. Now we're cutting. Now we're kind of getting some.
Thrine he's had 3 losses in state.
Take out the Brownsburg guys, man. He's doing pretty well.
Yeah, he probably has 3. He has 3 state titles, probably. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like Parker Reynolds got a title this year. That was pretty good. Tommy Gibbs he's an All-American and a state champ.
Man, where do you put him? Do you put him up? He's placed at Fargo.
Yeah, I think Tommy Gibbs, like overall, like back up as a freshman, but I think he's probably behind Parker, right?
Parker?
Yeah, I think he's probably behind Reynolds. I mean, Reynolds probably has to be right there with Hyvert too. Hyvert beat him last year. They didn't wrestle this year.
Where do I have
this is tough. That's gonna be split some.
Oh, there's too. Parker right there. Okay.
I mean, Gels is a 2-time medalist. Man. How many 3-time medalists?
Parker, the bad thing is, you have like Reynolds lost quite a bit. The same guy every week. I mean, all his losses were the same guy in Indiana.
Lincoln Carter, I think. I mean, he'll probably be up higher as it goes, but right now,
Michael White is
pretty good.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think he could probably be higher also.
Yeah. I mean, he's had some national success. Kyle Harden has 3 state medals. And this is getting in the weeds really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have had Harder Road higher if he would have won it this weekend. A semifinalist coming with missing a year.
Mm-hmm.
How many guys? How many are those? Do we always see the guys right now that are all medalists for 3 times? I mean, scroll down.
Yeah,
I guess I can scroll down on my phone. I could do the same thing.
They're the only ones with multiple medals.
Yeah, that's tough.
Gunnar Butt and Hyvert.
Gunnar Butt's he's got 3 medals.
Bradley Harden have 3 medals. That's gonna be, I would say.
So I mean, let's go national success. Like, how many of these guys are All-Americans? I guess. How many All-Americans do we have here? Tommy Gibbs All-American, right? Yeah. Tylen's not. What?
Brett White is.
So let's go Michael White. And he's a runner-up. I think that's pretty easy.
Actually, right guy. Carter Brody. Harder Road has
Greco title, right?
Greco title, which that's really good. It does as much water as no one else. Xavier Smith has national.
Yeah, Xavier Smith probably slides up that list too, right?
I'd say I'm just putting him there so we don't lose him.
Yeah.
Carter Field has some national stuff. That he's a fun. We put him.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's tough. That one's tough. He's good. He is really good.
Yeah. So those are the Sear Godwise was a Greco also. Yeah. So we have how many people in this class? We have 91 have qualified for state at least once. Pretty good group. So let's see. I would say I definitely think White definitely right there.
Yeah.
Especially since he had, I mean, kind of what he is going to come back. I mean, he's only wrestled for 3 years.
Yeah, I would probably take Xavier Smith behind Thrine and Shutley.
Yeah. So put Thrine, Shutley, definitely Parker.
Yeah, probably Hyvert, right? Man,
Hyvert, Butt, or I mean, they're interchangeable. Oh man.
I mean, Kyle Harden at the weights that he's done it at, I think it's pretty.
I almost put Harden because of the weights. He has 3 medals at the bigger weights. Hyvert, but
All right, let's put. I think Xavier Smith comes in after that, right?
yeah.
So if we let's hit the reshuffle on that, see where we're at.
So,
So you got Jackson
I'd say
Bradley.
right.
I think Jackson Bradley.
You didn't miss anything, Kevin. I would say now that's where we're in. I mean, I hate to bump Gels, who's been in the finals, but you have Lincoln Carter, um, 3 times. Yeah, Brant Beck and Vinny Freeman both done it at bigger weights.
Yeah.
I would probably put there. Mm,
Probably. Now I think you start finding like harder road in there, right? Like
yeah,
Lincoln
probably
Carter,
Harlow Road.
harder road.
Okay, I guess let's see what we have now. So then Brody's been there, and these are based on kind of a pseudo point system. Gatz is Sessa with been there 3 times.
Yeah.
Lane Horn got his first medal. I would say.
Yeah, I'd probably say Getz then Horn.
Yeah.
I mean, Getz Horn was. What did Horn end up taking? 7th. I know he broke his hand there. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, and that could be. We can make that argument for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. This is.
He's had a bad Saturday morning right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He has not had a good Saturday morning, but I mean, yeah. 3 state medals. That's pretty good career so far. 20. Who do we want to put? I mean, Dom Brown's been in the mix.
Dude, that's what I was saying. Good, yeah. I think Jackson Bradley gets to be higher because he has such a good family.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, I would say, man, let's see if any. Yeah, Richards was in the semifinals at a solid weight.
Maybe Fielding's 20. I mean, I don't. I think that one's tough. I mean, like we're only going off of like what happened like recently, but I mean, he does have some national hardware. I mean, hopefully he comes back strong. I mean, are we missing anybody else?
Jakari Markey, Colin Wetzel, Jessup. Jessup was hurt this year. Hayden Smith got hurt. There's a lot of guys in here. Big Joe was behind that guy that's runner up.
Yeah, beat him in one of the wrestle offs. I mean, that's tough.
Yeah. I think we'll put that for now. And then we'll do the rest of them. We'll do the last of them off the air. I mean, at this point, man, those get kind of
that's
guys
that was a little tougher. I mean, like before the state tournament, I probably would have had Hyvert a lot higher. I mean, I thought it was. I thought I was surprised.
Actually, we already had 20.
Who made the biggest jump in there?
Who made the biggest jump? Smith from 45 to 12 looks like.
It's a pretty good jump.
Gibbs from 16 to 4, and we did these last year about this time too. So
yeah,
we don't update them a whole lot just because there's not a whole lot of changing going on. Actually, we put them in the magazine. I don't think I posted them on the site. So yeah, pretty good weight there.
Now we're going to juniors
or seniors.
Seniors.
No, juniors.
Seniors. Yeah, I mean this one. I had to put my 1 and 2 in there.
Those are pretty easy ones. And it gets a little hairier. Zamborski is an interesting one because he only wrestled 1 year in Indiana, but does the stuff. I would probably 3's probably winner.
Yeah, I agree.
Just on consistency. 4 is Schaefer.
Yeah.
And then, man, it has to be
I
probably.
think 5 is Gender. I think Gender is going to go down as one of the best to ever win it.
Yeah. It has some Fargo stuff in there.
Yeah. Then I'd probably go Szymborski, Palat. I mean, I would put Palat. I mean, Easton came back from an injury too. I think that's tough.
Yeah. Go Doster 7. Anyone else? Goss was one with 4 state medals. I almost would put him over Szymborski. Anyone else with Michael Major?
I mean, lost
Stella's
right?
an interesting one too. He had quite a bit of national success.
Yeah, same with Rowdy. I mean, Rowdy Bush got to be up there too, then, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Major, he's had to be behind Major, but in Palat. But did he beat Costello? Julian Weems, man, I gave out his coach's information. They're trying to get him to wrestling college. I think. I don't know what his plans are.
Yeah, man, there's some good guys in here. It gets Bartosik, a bigger weight. Hanky, Reinhardt's another one. Where do you throw him at?
Yeah, tough career for Reinhardt, right?
Yeah, and it's like one of those. How do you rank what could have been?
Yeah,
that's I would almost
guys on there.
Man,
let's see.
I would probably.
I think what do we got now? I think Szymborski probably the next one, right? 9.
I mean, man, Costello has.
I think you're bringing Costello after Rowdy Bush. I mean,
but you're going to go Major, Rowdy, then Costello, but Costello has a pretty big Super 32 placement that kind of has helped get in there. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I think Szymborski probably would have had a little bit better national level stuff if he wasn't as high level football player as he is.
Yeah,
I mean, when those guys are all wrestling Super 32 and stuff, he's out there, catching touchdowns and tackling people.
Yeah. So 10, 11, 12. Kind of looks weird there. Aiden Bollinger with 3 state medals. Henderson 2nd and 3rd, 2 semifinalists.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, Bollinger.
I'm a Christian Arbery fan too. Christian Arbery got a couple medals.
Yeah. Runner-up, 3 medals.
I like Stitz too. Obviously, Stitz had a real good showing at Super 32 or at Ironman.
Yeah. I'd probably say, Henderson being under the lights, you guys are, really improved. Then Arbery under the lights. Oops, 4 and 5.
Man, I still think Stitz is pretty high up there. I think that's kind of. I don't know. I'm not taking away from anyone's championship.
Yeah.
But, that's a tough call. There's obviously like a 7-page thread going on the board for it.
Yeah.
And I haven't even been one of those comments. Brewer. I think Brewer's had a good career. He's been in some tough weights. He's been a big guy. Another guy I think that they're kind of looking at. Bartosik was under the lights. I guess I'm asking you to scroll down, but I can scroll down. Let me go in there.
So I got the report on Robin. His transfer got blocked.
Boo, right? Yeah. He's right. Farnell's a 2-time semifinalist. Boo to transfers.
Yes.
That get blocked, not the actual transfers.
Yeah, so there we go. Devin Kendricks at 190 plus, 3-time state. Bryce Daw 3rd. This is.
Man, Bryce Doss had a tough one too. Had to wrestle a former teammate in the semi. That's brutal.
Yeah. Noah Terry, 3-time qualifier. Cape Stebbin, fastballs, maybe. Oh,
Number one for
yes.
ranking fastballs, I heard.
Gavin Davis, been there 3 times, got a fourth. Mason Day, 3 times in a fourth. How do you? Cameron Myers, been in the semifinals. Ocampo, 4-time qualifier. Justice Thornton, 2-time placer. A lot of guys, a lot of really good credentials.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty good. Top 25. We'll look at these a little bit more detail.
Oh yeah, so pretty good.
And argue
Pretty
a
good.
little bit more probably by a text.
Yeah.
But I mean, next week pretty good right there. So
I think it's really good.
Now how many we want to do for pound? Do we want to go down? Do we have enough to go 20 or 15?
I think we should go 15.
15. Okay. So this is what will change here.
1, 2, 3. I think 4. Now I think we're getting there.
Yeah. I
mean,
did this after Iron Man?
Yeah.
After like Al Smith. So has enough change that Case Bell jumps Shepard.
I mean, I think that's a good one. I mean, I would say it has enough change that Rio jumps those guys.
I think obviously Rio is going to be over Gendress. That's pretty easy. Has Gunner.
So how many of those? I mean, Shepard's a Fargo champ, right?
Yeah.
And then Bell's a Fargo
placer, 2-time placer.
Rio's a placer, right?
Yeah, Gendress is a placer. Henry.
I think this has to be probably more national level success.
Yeah, Gunner placed at Super 32. Schaefer placed at Iron Man. Man, I don't think. I think the only one that I could see Bell over Shepard. I can't see Rio over Shepard.
Yeah, I mean, I still put Shepard there. Like obviously, like injury aside, I mean, I think he's still pretty good.
So Rio
jumps.
Henry or Schaefer?
Henry.
Consistency 9. Now we're getting into the fun stuff. Where do we put? Looking at state champs, guys with a title.
I still got Gendress there.
Yeah.
I mean, Shepard over Hockaday. Joe Stannis. Hope you're wearing your Indiana match shirt. You get a vote.
I would say if after all is said and done, very interesting to see. You know, comparing Hockaday versus Shepard when Shepard's a senior. I think Hockaday and Nickman, based on they have a more complete resume. Hockaday has 4 years of a resume versus, and so does Weavers. Kressel has 3 years, so does Dickman. I think that's what more or less puts them over him.
I think Braylon Reynolds jumps way up. He has to be over Thryne. That was a tech fall.
Yeah. I would say he is the champs that we're missing.
Reynolds, Gibbs, Palat.
Oops. Let's see. That wasn't a good one. So Reynolds, actually, hold on. Let me put those. Let me do it this way. The champs we're missing: Palat, Ducking, Gibbs, Staples, and Hazlett. Who would be the top 15? Gibbs had some national stuff. Staples has some national. Palat. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Hazlett
has like
just water today, man. Just water. No Orange Monster.
Let's put those guys. I'm gonna earmark them so that they show up easier for us. It's my freshman. So,
man, even though I was mad disrespectful to him in the rankings for not ranking on 1, but I think Shutley has to be in that mix. I mean, champ and a runner up.
Yeah, I think Shutley and Thrine are two that the top 10 or 15, sorry. Top 15, top 20.
I mean, Adrian could be up there too. I mean, Adrian's got a runner up and a champ, 7th runner up champ. How many people got that? I mean, Henry was 2nd, 3rd.
1st, 2nd, 3rd, 3rd.
I mean, Schaefer. So essentially, we got one more 7th, and Schaefer's way up over Palat, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Palat's pretty good, and he was pretty close to winning the title last year. The takedown away, right?
Yeah. Braylon 11th.
Well, but Schaefer, right? No, never mind. Bad call from you.
Yeah. Man. I mean, obviously this clears out a little bit more next year.
I think Braylon has to stay ahead of Thrine, right?
Thrine. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. You're right there.
Logan, because no one wants to put those titles on the line to 8th graders.
This is so much. Yes, it's a power pole, Gil. So we got 14. Who do we put for 15? Anyone? You got Zamborski first. You got Doster with the title. You got
who's Logan? Who am I missing?
I don't know who Logan is.
Bailey?
The only Logan's Haney, and that's all. So I don't think he's must be talking about Logan Bailey. Let's talk about.
Fraser?
Just wait till I post this one. These ones this will go chirping. I would say. I'm saying Gibbs at 15. Just because of a little bit more national stuff. Staples was a Greco All-American, but he's had tough.
Did Soros donate to your campaign, or is that someone messing around?
I think that probably needs to be excommunicated. I do not, but that is a real person. So yes,
I think that's Captain America's buddy, right?
Yeah. Let's see, who is this guy? He's from Texas, so block.
So I still think
I'm not campaigning for anything. Except the only thing is I am going to start a political party, and the only thing I'm going to campaign against is daylight savings time because it's stupid.
I don't think that. I don't think it. I mean, who? I mean, the 8th grader is really good. I mean, I don't think we didn't dim down Alex Sertzis when I mean, we didn't do the site then. So, yeah. But Alex losing to Matt Coughlin, I don't think dimmed it down. I don't think Jake Moran losing to Mendez.
Yeah,
I mean, they're good. They're good, man. Like it.
Yeah, we never took anything away from Moran. And
no, I think if you're good, man, you're good. And I think if you have eyes, man, you know how good the incoming guys are too. I don't think it's 1986 when middle school guys can't compete, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think Parker probably next. Do you think Parker or Staples? And they probably never wrestled, right?
Yeah, I'd say Staples.
Undefeated.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
and
didn't.
then we can do 20 here.
Yeah, Hazlett, and then Easton or Samborski. I mean,
I'd say
Easton, that one's tough. That fourth place is tough, but I mean, that's a pretty good career. I mean, Eddie
yeah,
Gass, that's a really good career. Finding out that Eddie Gass is the first and only four-time medalist from Center Grove is actually really impressive.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I think that's a pretty solid. I mean, Dostler has a title. I think that'll put him over. He's the only one that doesn't have a title. Man, there's only 20 guys with titles.
That's it, man. They keep winning them all.
That's crazy.
We got to call Tony in to do the incoming middle school rankings. It's tough. It's tough to
He has the link.
I know. It's tough to do that because I don't know how many of those guys are actually eighth graders and how many of those guys are going to be eighth graders again, right?
Yeah.
And that makes it incredibly hard. I think there's some guys that are going to come in and make. I mean, Jeremy Carver's in here. Aiden's going to come in and make an impact right away.
Yeah.
If that's a done deal, he's going Cathedral. That's really good for them. That's good for the Newcastle semi-state. Honestly, to have a strong Cathedral is good for that semi-state. Cool. I mean, Crown Point has some guys that are gonna be in the lineup and be able to make some noise. I mean, there's a million we could probably call in.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That Logan. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't think it really. I don't think any of them. I think it's just the date was a kind of a weird date. I know the juniors and cadets were down, but they all wrestled freshman, sophomore. I don't
think that those guys are going to be able to run for them forever. So
yeah,
you might as well get your hands on them now and kind of get a feel, right?
Yep. You got to see if you're. I mean, I'd rather get my hands on them and see what I need to improve on and see. I mean, especially the guys that have wrestled high school the past couple of years, and I really don't think. I mean, I'm sure there's some that might have been. I don't want to go lose to an eighth grader, but at the same time, I'm not. I don't think it wasn't 100 kids because I think there's about 100 kids in each division, 100 to 150. So it was a decent little drop off, but I don't think 100 kids are saying that.
Let me go
5
to the most beautiful youth rankings in the business, passed down from generations of youth rankers.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be the next youth rankings guy?
I might. I mean, I'll be in. I might be in the realm of that pretty soon.
I mean, it was handed down from Sig 40 to M Scholar to Mr. Wright, or that's the person that did it that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy Carver is going to make some noise. It says Delta on here. I mean, if Hinchman comes in, he'll be solid. I mean, that's one. I know he's on the younger side. Katrin, a 3-time middle school champ. He's going to be in there, make some noise. I think Wiseman, and we can kind of touch on that too, because I want to, that's part of it. Wiseman, I think he's a 7th grader. McCammon, wherever he ends up, is going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Right. Elias Faith, he might be small. Dallas Rosenbarger, the safe. I don't know, man. Lafayette needs you. I don't know. Hopefully, he's not looking elsewhere. Lafayette needs Dallas Rosenbarger. Yeah. It's a lot of weight on that kid's shoulders to save the regional.
Jared Rivera, back squat at 115 pounds to carry the weight on Logansport.
The Logansport regional. Gavin Mason. I don't know. So like it's just a tough gas. Brody Weimer, Brody Kaselki, I believe, is going to Mount Carmel, which sucks for the region. He's pretty solid. Josiah Stanton, I thought he looked pretty solid this weekend within a tough weight. Him and McCammon was a good match. Dude, he's pretty big for like a 113 pounder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I thought Carver looked really strong in that match. Like, takes him dead to his back, real super calm, then just cradles him up like it was like a dude, like a grown man cradling up a little kid. It was crazy. Mm-hmm. Calvin Gross, bigger kid, Aiden Flowers. I know they've been in here before, so I think he's an incoming freshman. Luke Kennison's an incoming freshman. it'll be interesting to see. I heard here in Crown Point, I heard not Crown Point, Sam Rio. Sammy's small too, man. I think Sam's gonna be. He's gonna have to eat in there, man. I think Lauren's just not letting those guys eat enough.
She just must not buy enough
Nate's eating
groceries.
everyone's food, man. I blame
Maybe
Nate.
they need to drink more milk.
No, that's not what he needs to do. Parker Walmer, Javier Salas, I think the third. AZ, I think staying in middle school. Camden Hook, real talented. I mean, he's in here. Like, is he an 8th grader? Is he incoming freshman? Carter Marsh, Ethan Alvarez will be at Maryville. I think Noah Fitzgerald's also a bigger kid. Carson Kaliamoko, Mason Baylor, and Michael Anderson. It's just tough to know like where those guys are going to be grade wise, and then even like high school wise, it's tough. If you had asked me last year, I was dead. Up until like he said it on like an interview, I thought Javier or Cesar Salas would be a Maryville kid.
Yeah.
You know, I thought Trayvon Ducking was going to be a Southport kid, take it back to the old Southport days in a gym that doesn't have Wi-Fi, it sounds like. That's my why.
We got in trouble for that one, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got.
We weren't even the ones that said it.
Yeah. So, I mean, the youth rankings is tough. Hook 7th grade. I mean, John probably set that straight. I mean, probably makes sense.
He might know a little bit better than us.
He might know better than we do. So, I mean, that's tough. I mean, I did that to Peyton Hornsby. He wasn't in the preseason rankings when he was a freshman because I thought he was a 7th grader. And then we added him right away. I sent his dad like an apology. Not that he's like, yeah, I don't think he cared, but he's 7th grader. So you get Hook. Hook's going to be there in 2 years, it sounds like. So difficult to like kind of figure that out, see where those guys are going to be at.
Yeah. And now we have the transfer portal opening July 1st.
So. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just kind of talking with people. I don't think it's going to be as crazy as people think it's going to be.
No, I don't think so either. You'll see kids leaving, but right now we see kids leaving. We put, how many kids transfer every year? So
that's good, man. That's keep testing yourself. I think that's the way to do it. I know he wrestled a lot of matches. Javier Salas, River Forest Ingots, the dad, state qualifier. Saw Pat Gay this weekend.
Yeah. He loves us because we mention him every so often.
I think I mean, not that it's like a crazy rant. It would have probably been crazier as it was going on. I don't really post on I think the rant. Jake Salas right there, man. There he goes. Jake was only in Maryville though.
He wasn't in Ingot?
I don't think so. I think Jake was only in Maryville. You guys want to go learn how to lift weights, man? Go find Jake Salas and those guys. I think it's like I think they're 219 gorillas too. We got to get them from copyright infringement, but they're gorillas because they're strong. I think.
No, I'll let them use that name.
Yeah. So I don't think it's as much. I don't always post on social media, and I think Jake was there for half a year, man. So it's more of an appreciation of what we do, right? Like I know someone was saying someone had posted, oh, do you think the message board's dying or the forum's dying? And there was a crazy match, and I don't care about the result. I think the result's the result. Like I'm not here to like kill officials on here. I'm not here to like air out coaches. I do that on the pre-show and the after show. So it's $9.99 a minute for.
Yes.
So they got a little bit of that at How yesterday. I was in pre-show, right? But I think we're able to like control that like that rowdiness a little bit better on the forum, and I'm really appreciative of that because man, watching people attack a kid and coaches and like officials like on social media was really, really crazy. And I was like, I never post on that. And I was like, this is pretty bad. The result's the result. It sucks, dude. It's terrible. And I get where everyone's coming from, whether you feel like it is or not. The call was made, right? And then the second part to that is, and I'm not diminishing anyone's matches. I don't think that's where I'm going with that. I'm not like, well, it wasn't the Olympics, and that doesn't mean anything to me. Whatever your journey is your journey, man. Like, I'm not telling anyone 1A, 2A state doesn't mean anything. I'm not telling anyone the ISWA doesn't mean anything. I'm not telling you freshman, sophomore doesn't mean anything. Hey, win your matches, do your thing. It means a lot to those kids. They work really hard. But the way that people were going crazy on this and attacking each other, like, we're better than that. I think as a state, we're better than that, right? I'm not trashing anybody. Then I don't know if she even felt like it was going to go that direction either. I don't think Mark Mayer thought I was going to go that direction. And it was just one of those things. And it's like, that might have just been like the match that set the fire. Like, it felt like a lot of tension, and then that just like took it off. Yeah. And it was like, dude, we're better than that as a community, right? Yeah. I think as a wrestling community, I think that it's a lot better. And there was a lot of craziness at ISWA. We talked about a lot of the good, like coaches yelling at like 8-year-old kids. Like, come on, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, as a guy that coached kids like through softball, you want those kids to enjoy it. Like, it's not life or death right now. Like, look at some of those dudes that like have, like, we were talking about it at How yesterday when I went up there. There's guys that weren't very good kids that are very good college wrestlers now. Dude, Hector was telling me a story about like Sergio Lemley went like 2 years without winning a match. He was the number one guy in the country. He's wrestling at Michigan on a pretty like lucrative scholarship. Like, I don't think that Bormet was asking him about his like 8U wrestling.
No, not at all.
I know, like, we're definitely we have, of our 14 girls, 13 of them are going to play in college. We have college scholarships, right? And none of them's asked us one about stats. No one's ever like, hey, like, what is this girl batting? They don't care. They want to see what they've seen, and they want to know if they're good people. And I know from the people that I talk to about recruiting, I know I've got a couple calls the last couple of weeks about some people, and they've never asked me, hey, how many takedowns does this kid give up, right? How many, what is he? They're like, is there, a good kid, good family? What are your thoughts? Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, that's going to happen. Like I think, and I hate the, like, learn from a tough situation comment. I hate that. Like, because, dude, it's tough, man. It's tough for that kid. It's tough for anybody. It's tough for everyone involved. Yeah. And this is just the match that's like, that just sparked it this weekend. And, dude, I never comment on the social media stuff, ever. One of our best officials in the state, and dude, I think we have some really good officials, is like coaching NCAAs. Like, and if you watch the Big 12s, they were talking about him by name and how good he does. Yeah. Like, when's the last time you watched a match on college, on Big 10 or NCAAs where they said, man, Joe Caprino is a really good official. He lets these. Never. They're calling Eric McGill by name.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I think one thing I am very proud of on the board is that stuff doesn't happen up there. And Mark, I know that you aren't like approving of that stuff either, so don't think that it's a slight towards you or anything. But it's one of those things that I think we set the tone pretty. It was a little Wild West for a few years.
Yeah, there was some Wild West. So, dude, hey, Mark, we get it, man.
Yeah.
There's some archives where you're like, ooh, that's pretty cringy. But a lot of people challenging people to fights, not to your face, but behind your back, right?
Yeah, and I think that it's we got to remember what we're dealing with here. It's a game. It literally is a game. The kids are out there playing a game to try to score the most points, and especially when you're talking any of them, really. I mean, it's not life or death. It's not going to get you a scholar. Your kid losing one match at ISWA State isn't going to get you a scholarship. So yeah, it can get. And I think we put a lot into it and expecting a lot. And when it doesn't go our way, there's going to be calls that we don't like. Anytime there is a slam call, I see it on other forums and stuff where is this a slam or not? I mean, yes, it could be. I could see it not being called a slam, that kind of stuff. So
I think man, I'm not here to cry. Like, I already get enough. Like, dude, I hate cussing out here, but I get so much shit from the officials already for the criticism that I don't even do. Like, I'm like, there's a group of officials that hate what we do because they think I'm ultra. Dude, we've done 205. I would say I probably haven't really even criticized the officials that much.
Yeah.
But those dudes hate it. So like, I'm not here to criticize anything, but I think as a community, we're better than that.
Yep.
And I know, like, I'm sure they'll look back. I had the coach from Notre Dame. We were doing a camp, and I was actually front tossing. I was like part of the camp. And there was a dad. He was chirping at his kid, his daughter. She's getting front tossed, and she's rolling over. And dude, she's got nerves, obviously. Like, Notre Dame's probably like the most prestigious college that's there. And he's like chirping at her. And she's like, right there, we won't recruit that kid because of what their parents doing. Like, we don't want to invite that into our program. Like, yeah. I mean, that's huge. Like, I think we always say, like, I tell like, the guys that I talk to, like, look at the best of the best, right? Do you see Jesse acting that way? Do you see, Jake Hockaday? Do you see, Andrew Howe? Andrew Howe is one of the nicest dudes, man. One of the most unassuming guys that would probably rip your arms off, right? Like, just the nicest dude. And I think that, like, we have some very good role models, and those dudes have great role models. Dude, the guys at Contenders are amazing.
Yeah.
Like, those dudes are good dudes, man. All those guys are good dudes. All their coaches, everyone that they have involved in that program. And it was just so messy, man. And I felt so bad. And it wasn't, dude, it was just people piling on. It wasn't even people from Contenders piling on, saying things like calling kids cowards, calling 12-year-olds cowards, bro. Come on, man. I don't know. It might have been 14. Either way, anyone under the age of 17, if you want to call an 18-year-old a coward, I mean, I'm not with that, but if you go for it. But like, calling kids cowards, telling people like, oh, he's going to chase him down for the next 10 years. If they're 14, he's going to wrestle until he's 24? Like, cool, man. Then they both had a pretty good career. They're going to be able to wrestle in college and find it good. But like, that's crazy to me. That a first-round ISWA match, like, yes, it sucked, dude. It was not like the ideal ending for either of those kids. But like, to like say like, oh, he's gonna hunt them down for the next 10 years. I feel sorry for that kid. Like, come on, bro. If that's his goal, that's very short-sighted.
Yeah.
I would hope at the level of success that kid's already had, and I literally talked to his mom like that week about like some stuff on the board. His goals need to be bigger than that. And I know that's a stepping stone, but like, he's probably looking more towards high school and college success. At the level he's right now, he should be thinking like NCAA success.
Yeah. It can't be said enough, and especially when we're talking kids.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing I look at. We're talking about kids. We're talking about a game. They're playing a game. I mean, listen to what Kale Sanderson says. You know, we're just playing a game here, guys. That's all we're doing. And and then you wonder why things go south when they do. And it's like,
well, there was another match where a kid starts and we didn't wake Andy up for this. Andy sent me a video of one of his kids, and they start getting like smoked in the back of the head, and they're little. And I'm thinking, like, bro, hey, I want to win just as much as anybody. If we play Uno, I'm trying to win. If we go out here and race, and I haven't raced anybody in years, I'm gonna try to win. I get it, but like, also, like, if you beat me in a race, like, I'm gonna have my hurt feelings for, like, especially you if you beat me in a race. But like,
sneaky speed here.
I know, but I just, man, it wasn't even the mom or the kid or it was like the people that were piling on about it. Dude, I'm calling like the coach a coward, and I'm thinking like, bro, come on, man. Like, this is crazy. Yeah. And I don't know why, because I never post on those. Never, ever. I just like kind of like screenshot it and laugh, right?
Yeah.
And but man, that one I was like, dude, we're getting like, this is too far. And I like to think that we're a good community. I like to think that Indiana wrestling as a community is really good. And there's like some people that everyone hates, and there's some people that like, but like, I mean, Robert, and I know everyone doesn't want to give Robert Falcons credit, but this is his quote, right? Or Bobby Cox quote. Like when we all get together, it's like a huge family reunion. It's the best state finals.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're way better than that. You can hate people one-on-one, but at the end of the day, whoever you hate now, you're not going to hate down the road. I just thought that was like, I don't know. That was my only rant. That's all I had. It was crazy, man. I just saw that and it went nuts, man.
Yeah.
And then like,
I didn't see it, unfortunately.
What happens is like the craziest thing is like, we have a pretty good platform. Like, I think I say that a lot when people are like trash talking. I was like, cool, man. Like you can say it in your friend circles and we're going to say it to 40,000 people or 40,000 views. Right.
Yeah.
And so we have a pretty good platform with this. So like also to that, like if I commented on Facebook, then I got people like screenshotting responses and like, what are you going to say now? I'm thinking like, this is not what I wanted on my Sunday. I'm trying to have a pizza party, bro. Like,
yeah,
that's not what I wanted to do. It just sucks, man. I was like, as the community, as a look, I thought it looked bad. And not like the match. I know the Wiseman kid just because of his success in middle school. And it could have been, you know, whoever, John Smith, not at Oklahoma State, John Brown, whoever, doing the same thing. And if it had the same response, I would have had the same response.
You never know what's going to go crazy when you have those kind of groups and those. Dude, it's funny because we have some comments on posts and they're more rankings type stuff, so it doesn't get too crazy. But the only thing controversial is the power poll.
The power poll, it's bad. If you have that same energy in the power poll, bring that to Indiana, Matt.
Yes,
and we love that. I said, I'm not mad at the. I would even go this far, like, and not that I'm agreeing with it at all. So don't like say like, oh man, Mike's a savage, right? The family that was involved. If you're upset, I get it, dude. I get it. Your kid, you're there with the work. You're there driving them. You're there prepping meals. You have to like ride with that home. I've been in situations where we've been elated after tournaments. And I've been in situations where we've given up walk-off hits and I had to drive 15 hours home. It sucks. The 106 rankings, a little controversial. We did get a little heat. Someone did tell me they would have had it right. My pick'ems were right, though. So, no. Dude, I welcome that, though. I think people think that I'm a jerk. I welcome that conversation. Now you come at me and you're like, in your face. Like a lot of dudes are pointing up because the wrestling community is shorter than I am. But if they come up like,
you're a giant,
face, bro.
You're 6'5".
I'll listen. I'll listen to what you're gonna say. I never told anyone that they're wrong to their face.
Yeah, just on here.
Just on here. I bottle that up and use it for, dude. Yeah, ranking. I think that like, but I like that too. I know. Sarah already told us. She already defended you.
Not the best person to vouch for you, but hey.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't like. I have that conversation. I love the rankings conversation. Obviously, I do it. Like I'm more than willing to listen to what people are saying. I love it when they tell me who's winning those. How many times did I ask Sarah who's winning that? Like in that like quad of contenders, 6-pounders.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, who's winning those matches so I can rank this correctly?
Yes.
Because I was tired of Trayvon losing to Bridge and Bridge beating Brown and Brown beating Ducking. And then Ducking figured out I won it. But, like, I wanted to know.
I think that.
I'm sure. I'm sure they do. I've had to fight that stigma forever, John Hook. It's because my brother looks like me and he is a jerk.
Oh, okay.
I stopped trying to win that popularity contest years ago. Now I just hand out stickers and T-shirts. So try to win good grace.
I'm just glad Carver got back into his Facebook account because I think he was hacked last week.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I didn't see it, unfortunately. I guess fortunately or unfortunately, but it sounded like it got really crazy. I just watched the match and it wasn't a bad call. It sucks for both kids. No one wants to win like that. No one wants to lose like that.
I don't even know what the score was. It 12-3? I don't even know what the score was. I have no clue.
I have it up. Yes, 12-3.
I mean, it sucks,
Yeah,
man.
and I don't think it didn't look. It wasn't malicious. It for me. I don't think it looked like the kid was trying. He was wrestling hard. From I just watched them. I literally have it up right now. The kid looked like he was wrestling hard, going after it, trying to score points. That's what I'm sure any coach is telling their kid: score points. And it, I don't think it was meant to be to injure the kid. I definitely have seen instances where I'm like that guy was trying to hurt him, and he was trying to wrestle hard, and that happens at times when you're wrestling hard. That's also kind of, I mean, I'm guessing the kid could have pinned him in the first period and gotten it over with. He probably was trying to get some work in, trying to get, because had some tough matches later on, whatever the reason is. That's one of those times you're like, hey, let's just not even mess around. Try, heck, we see it at Stallion State all the time.
Man,
And kids get the slams that are not malicious and just good hard wrestling.
just
And
gotta stop kill Mike Bates, man. Don't let it hang around too long.
yeah, and then something happens, and you could have pinned the guy in the first period, and now you're now your fate is in the hands of a referee or a coach or a kid if they can't get up, and you were just wrestling hard, and that unfortunately it comes with the sport and
I think that's
seasons.
one of my favorite things too. I like it when like you hear parents just like it's wrestling. It's not like whatever.
Not ballet.
It's not ballet. Dude, that might be one of my favorite. We should have we didn't do a top 5 today, but I
No.
should have did top 5 wrestling things you hear at a wrestling meet.
Oh, gee. Squeeze.
Squeeze.
Yeah, we didn't have one prepared.
He shot 10 shots already.
Yes, yes. I like the one where I got warned for one time. I actually got like a team point deducted when I asked the ref. It was a simple question: how many shots do we have to take to get a stall call? He never answered. So
I just sent you the one that Andy sent me. Let me know if you thought that one was malicious.
Okay.
On Facebook though. Yeah, stand up. Yeah, I love it whenever that was my favorite when Lowell used to wrestle and Drew Hughes was there. And parents would be like, I don't understand. Just stand up. And I'm thinking like, bro. Yeah. Yeah, when Mike Ortega was bleeding and he was like leaking, bro. He was like leaking for real. Shout out to Mike Ortega making some money, man. Those Mike Ortega t-shirts are pretty dope. Nice. I'm thinking I'm gonna buy one. Yeah, look away. Man.
Yeah, we can
let him wrestle.
Yeah, no.
I thought that was Coach Cook out there, dude, and that's why I commented because me and Coach Cook had a moment. I said, dude, don't call that guy. He's a good dude, man. Like Jason's a really good guy. Like he's not out there being a malicious human being. He sent me a thing today. So it was it felt weird not going to practice today, right? And I said, this is like the week after the season, and this is for all my older gentlemen in here, my older ladies. That week after the season, like after like you have that little bit of a break, we didn't have folk style state when I was there. I was before folk style. We had like a little window of freestyle, and our freestyle practices were like 6 to 8, and I'd go home and catch the end of TRL. Whew, man, I never want to watch anything so bad in my life as TRL when I was like 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
Were you a big TRL fan? Total Request Live?
Well, a little bit more college, but I didn't have cable when I was in high school. So
you didn't know how to steal? You didn't have a cheater box?
No, we did. We lived in the country. We had country cable.
You guys didn't know how to steal cable, huh?
Well, we couldn't because we didn't have cable.
Cable. Man, we should share that. Someone share that in the comments, man. These Mike Ortega shirts are actually pretty cool. Mike Ortega Sr. sent me one. I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna get one. I can't wear it on the show because I already told my guy, the Bandit, that I would wear his shirt, and I can't find it. I don't know where it's at. Let me see. Indiana Matt, here we are. Yeah, stand up.
Where are you sending it?
I'm putting it in the comments, man.
Oh, put it in the
That's
comments.
it right
Oh,
there.
they're on sale. Oh, we can. Let me go back to the thing. I was watching the video. That wasn't good. I'll just say that.
Yeah, that one was tough, right? That might have been malicious. I'm not gonna tell you.
Yes.
That one might have been malicious. It wasn't any of you guys. Joe had to move to Carroll to get cable. Dude, I believe you, Jason.
Yeah. I mean, well, see, actually, if you want to know the truth there, Jason, I actually lived in Carroll School District my senior year in high school, but chose to go to Garrett.
You were originally you're the original move in, huh? Illegal transfer.
Yeah, it was a senior year, so there was no issues with it, I guess.
Just in case anyone was wondering, that was happening back in 2002.
Yes.
Like Jason Tabor went from Maryville to Portage. Those are good, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I talked to Acuna this weekend.
Oh, there it is.
He said that like they thought like at first it was his eye and there was so much blood that they had to like move the like bandage and he had split it straight up the top. And Acuna said it was like gash. He said it was like 2 fingers wide.
Oof.
He said that they stitched him in the back.
Nice.
That's a man that doesn't care about the cosmetics of his look.
That is his look.
Did that? Hey,
what's see this pacem per bellum? What does that mean? If you want peace, prepare for war. Yeah, nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I know some people were saying that they were getting those shirts. I thought it was pretty cool, man. He said that to me. I don't know who the proceeds are going to. Hopefully, get those stitches cleaned up.
Yeah.
But I think he made himself some money at the state finals.
Yep. I used to live in the 46738, moved to the 46748, now 45. So yeah, we lived in Carroll School District, literally like a stone's throw from, not quite stone's throw.
Yeah,
pretty close
to
the Garrett District still.
I got some bad scars. I don't have good stories. Yeah. 46408, man. Gary, Indiana, sir.
Yep. So, yeah. I don't know when we'll be back next. Whenever we feel time to talk, anything exciting happening. I know it's starting to get baseball, wrestling, or baseball, football. Maybe, I don't know. We can go after NCAAs, maybe. Talk about NCAAs. We got some guys wrestling for titles there.
Pushing 4 bills. Yeah, I mean, this is the first time in like 20 something years that I'm not playing baseball, coaching in the spring. So it was cool to go ISWA. I'm trying to go. What about my Care Bear tattooed John? No, I don't have a Care Bear. I wish.
I wear my scars on my face. Got one here and here. Can't really see it.
I got like one on my eyebrow. I don't know.
And actually, I have one right here. I'll tell you. So, fun little story. You guys will laugh at me.
Yeah, hit with a bike chain.
I got mauled by like a dog when I was like 3 or 4-ish. By my family dog. It's kind of crazy. And so I had scars on my face and in the hospital, whatever. Got out of the hospital. Got home, or going to the car from the babysitters, and just had gotten all the stitches out, and there's a balloon in the truck that said, "My doctor loves me." And the tailgate was down because we had, I don't know exactly the reason, whatever. And I was chasing that balloon and tink right here. I was the perfect height for the tailgate. So I went back to the ER and got another scar.
Anybody that's ever hit their knee on like on a trailer hitch, though, that's the worst, man. There ain't nothing. That's one of the worst pains. Getting your shin on a trailer hitch. Woo.
Yeah.
We'll end the show on one of the top 5 worst pains.
Yes, the top 5. Stepping on a Lego.
Yeah, stepping on a Lego.
Stepping on a Lego. Stubbing your toe.
Man, hitting your like thumb with a hammer. Like, your thumbnail, the worst. That hurts so bad.
I hate the random cramps. Sometimes, like getting like a leg cramp, like.
I get them in my the arch of my foot.
Yeah, and you can't straighten your leg because it
any
like
back pain. Any back pain has shut me down. I'm a big baby.
Shut you down for a little bit last year.
Shut me down last year. I'm a big baby. I thought I needed hip surgery. I was like, how old am I? Had a compressed disc that was pinching a nerve. That hurt pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a.
Yep,
I
and
had
Hot
one
Wheel.
a
Yep.
few. It's been a little bit since wrestling. I carried the iron. I'm sure that's
Probably.
painful.
I would assume that's probably the same as getting mauled by a dog.
Yes. That's a bear though. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Pinched nerves are bad. I had one at State. It's been a little bit, but man, you just could not. Yeah, and it's like just crack it and it goes. Yeah.
Maybe we have to do that. That's like a whole show. I mean, if you're able to do it, I mean, I love it when people are like, oh, I always use Carl Crawford. They're like, Carl Crawford was a multi-sport athlete. Yeah, that's cool because Carl Crawford was one of the best athletes in baseball, and he ran like a 4.3, so he's probably one of the best football players. Like, your kid's probably not your kid, Jerry. Like the kids that are like, my kid wants to do everything. Like Jet McGuire can do all three sports because he's athletic enough to be the best at all three sports. Some of those kids are gonna have to be specialized because they want to be the best at what they're doing, right?
Jet Goldsberry.
Yeah, Jet Goldsberry is a freak athlete, man.
Yeah.
And
Dylan Robinson, a freak athlete.
If you want to do it and you can, go for it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's kills people, like especially the bigger weights. I don't know. I don't know Jerry's kid size, but like I'd assume if your kid's gonna be an offensive lineman, probably wrestling would be good.
Yeah. I always hate I will say, I'll give you a pet peeve, semi rant, is when everyone says, oh, all these NFL players of the first 3 rounds, 75% were multi-sport. Yes. They are like you said, they are the best of the best athletes.
Yeah. Show me the like guy that's like a gym rat. Show me the gym rat that was a 3-sport athlete.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That I just like, yes, these guys are freak athletes. These are the best athletes, some of the best athletes in the world. Yes, they're probably playing multiple sports because they get bored. And and especially in high school, they can do whatever they want. I don't think I always hate that comparison. Like, no, your kid's not going to the NFL.
Maybe.
So why are we comparing it to them?
I think for us, the girls, Mason was a multi-sport athlete. He's a freak athlete. Yeah. He's freaky strong. I think like if you want to do it, go for it. Like I don't think if you're able to do it at your high school level, go for it, right?
Yeah.
I was a multi-sport athlete. My brother's a multi-sport athlete. I loved baseball. I loved football. I ran track. But at the end of the day, there's the other side of that too. Like, did my wrestling suffer? I don't know, maybe. But like I know that they told me one time that Jesse Mendoza was really good. And he kept losing, and he said, I'm not going to play football and baseball anymore. And then he started winning everything. So, I mean, the other side of that, and he's a freaky athlete too. Like I watched that dude with a tore UCL in his elbow go to the bump at Guardian Stadium. I don't know what the stadium's called now. Progressive Field.
Yeah.
And throw a dart. And I'm thinking like, this dude doesn't even have a UCL. How is he throwing this down the middle from the top of the bump? It just depends. Like it's anything, man. It's if you want to be the best at what you're doing, like do that, right?
Yeah.
If someone's putting in 1/3 of the time and they're beating you by close and you take away those other options and you start widening the gap, go for it. But if you want to play football and you like football, go for it. You only have a short window to compete. Like I seen some older guys competing this weekend and God bless them, man. See the guy hurt his elbow. He probably had to go to work. He had a 9 to 5 on Monday. God bless him. You have a short window to compete.
Yes, you do. And, we would all probably love to go back and do it. And I played, well, I don't want to say I played football. I practiced football in high school. And I golfed for a couple of years. That was fun. But it's all about, it is high school. It's not life or death. And you want to be good. Yes, you can still be good after. I mean, Mason Parrish, while a freak athlete, played 3 sports and then went on, still played college football or still wrestled in college, got a lot better because he only focused on wrestling. So you can do that. I think I think everyone's different, and that's the biggest thing with everyone. Always wants to know, what should we do? What should we do? And I think the biggest thing when you talk about youth sports, high school sports, is we're looking at what everyone else is doing and not focusing on what is best for my kid, because my kid's success, it might not, my kid's path might not be the same as yours. I do want to know what you're kind of doing to kind of get ideas, but at the same time, I'm not going to always, we got to be good at baseball. We got to be on all these travel teams. No, if he maybe we just do some practices. Maybe we do some privates. Maybe he just plays wiffle ball in the backyard. That might help him just as much as being on 15 travel teams and playing every weekend.
Yeah, I think to Jeremy's thing, like I think it's tough if you're a smaller guy. Yeah, it's gonna be really, really tough to like be the guy that's wrestling year round and competing and practicing year round.
Yeah.
Like I think as you get to the bigger, like Jalen Robinson was a freak of nature, and he was an all-state in 3 sports.
Yeah,
and he was just like, God blessed him with unreal athletic ability. Like no one moved as quick as he did, like closing space. He was ridiculously strong, and he had good hips. Like he could have played a 4th sport, and he would have been fine.
Yeah, he could played basketball and been just fine too.
Yeah, I'm sure he could throw on dunks. He didn't get his family's height. But like, yeah, like but you're gonna put yourself, if you want to be the best wrestler, you wrestle, right? If you want to be the best at spelling, you study spelling. Like it just, I think that's as easy as it is. If you want to be the best, whatever you're going to be the best at, you want to be the best at doing Indiana Mat programming, you program Indiana Mat.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's more or less, I agree. You got to set your goals and then figure out how you're going to achieve them. You can still do fun things. You can still do other sports. It's a matter of if you are going to do baseball, if you're going to do track, or you're going to do football.
Well, to that too is, at what point do you worry about like that other sport, like getting like you're hurt, right? Like you're putting in like side, like and I use Cape Stevens, and he didn't get injured, thank goodness. But like if your path to it, like a better life, more money, a college degree is baseball, and like you land and tear your labrum, like you're probably looking back like, man, I probably should have wrestled. Yeah. Like this God bless me with this lefty arm. I'm gonna go out there and throw darts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those are the choices I either make. Yeah. Choices make champions.
He seems like he likes wrestling and had fun with his teammates, cheering teammates on. So
yeah, you only
it was worth the risk,
man.
And
you're only gonna get a small window of your life to be a competitor. Like if everyone lives to be 80. Like essentially, like at the max, like 20. Well, now the max, not the max right now, but like unusual, like 24, right?
Yeah. I think, and that's a small. And the thing is, you don't remember the wins and losses. It's more the bus rides and things like that, the fun times like that, going out to eat. Yeah. I know when I talk with a lot of my wrestlers, it's not about the wins and losses. It's more about some of the fun trips we took, and some of the stories that went around, that kind of stuff. And,
Yeah. And before Indiana Mat, you used to be able to lie about it. You used to be able to tell people.
Yeah. Yes.
You used to be like, well, when I was there, I won state. Well, I got this website that says you weren't. Well, see, like what had happened was I was a bad kid. My coach kicked me off. They didn't want me to beat everyone so good. Like, yeah, I bet that's what every coach says. I don't want to stay champ.
Yeah.
So, that's all I got for you guys tonight, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, I do kind of want to do some like youth sports talks. I love talking about youth sports, especially since I have a now 9-year-old son that is into sports, and it's fun to discuss it with other parents and coaches. And I think I'm doing what's right, but I won't know until for another about 9-10 years if this path that I am navigating him on will work. That's a bad thing. This is a 10-15 year experiment, and it might work, it might not work. So that's anyway. We're gonna let you guys go. I don't know when we'll be back exactly. Maybe after NCAAs. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. But if you do watch NCAAs, I will be on the broadcast. So check me out. I'll be Matt's side.
Every time you see Joe, you gotta at least tweet it out or take a shot or whatever you're drinking.
Yes. Yeah. Every time you, oh boy, that's a bad one. So, yeah, we will be back. Yeah, but yeah, there's how many? I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot more than we think, and it just depends on each kid's different. That's all I'll say. Is some kids can do both and be successful. Some can't. There's no cookie cutter way to success. Um, how many times do you hear about these big time CEOs and stuff that dropped out of college? They barely have a general ed degree in college and stuff, and then now they're these big time CEOs. It's not all easy. So with that, we will be back sometime soon. So just have your notifications on, and thanks for joining us.